Okay, so this is a question that I got for my brothers. Like, all black men. My thing is, okay, everybody is due respect. Regardless of who you are, where you come from, what you look like, everybody should get respect. But how can you expect for these people, and when I say these people, everybody who's not your mother, to have respect for you when you carry yourself a certain way? You look a certain way, you talk a certain way, you dress a certain way. And when I say a certain way, I'm not saying in a successful way, in a professional way. I mean in a way that gives individuals a right to pass judgment on you. No, it's not the correct thing to do. But what do you expect when you're walking around with your pants to your knees? Everything that come out of your mouth is a word that you've made up. But then you want me to engage with you like you're a professional. You want me to talk to you like you got sense. But then looking at you, it's like, do you really? And then you open up your mouth and the things that you say, it's just like, okay, well, who says that? Who does that? So I'm supposed to treat you this way. I'm supposed to hold you up to a certain pedestal. And when I'm around you, hi, yes, sir, and this, that, and the third. But then you walk around and you want to be a thug. You look like a thug. I'm not talking about the guy who's sporty, who can dress in hip-hop wear, but then who also goes and work his 9 to 5, or who also goes and clocks in at this hospital as a nurse, as an EMT, as a physical therapist, and then he goes home and he pays his mortgage, he pays his rent, he pays his car note, he volunteers, he does this. I'm not talking about that guy. I'm not talking about that guy that can hang out with them right there in that corner. But then he can go home and play video games with his little brother. And then he can go in the kitchen and have a conversation with his mother like he got sense. I'm not talking about those guys. I'm talking about the guys who take their street lane and they try to conform it to society instead of conforming themselves to society. Because society isn't going to conform to you. It's just never going to happen. It's never been that way. It's hell. You see how it is now. It's just never going to happen. But if you want some respect, you at least have to say, okay, well, let me put the way I truly feel to the side, and let me just see. Let me just make the initiative to act like a productive part of society. Now, maybe if I walk around like I'm a productive part of society, maybe if I kind of have the look, then just maybe I'll be more approachable. Just maybe I won't have such harsh looks at me when I step out my front door. See, it's one thing to be kind-hearted and to be a good character, but it sucks if only your mother knows it. It sucks if everybody else is misjudging you from what you give off. So you can't blame everybody else. You have to, at some point, you have to take some accountability, at least a tad bit, and say, okay, well, I am giving off this, and I want to be seen as this. So let me just shape myself just a tad bit to see if I can fit in. I mean, I'm not a genius. I'm not a philosopher. Nothing. Just simple old me. But with my work shirt on, I just had a thought that if you realize what you give off, then just maybe you can get the not even acceptance, but the interaction that you look for, maybe you can receive that. If you look like somebody that I wanted to communicate with, if you look like somebody who had a brain in their head, instead of a guy that just has been released from prison. Not even the vindicated kind, like real hard out thug. But now you want me to go along with you and say you're a nice young man and you deserve this and you deserve that. You may truly do. But what are you giving off?